welcome to episode 16 of the Good Stuff podcast. Man, guys, it is a changing of the guard like I've talked about last week, and we've been talking about it on the Facebook page. And I'm not the only host now. I'm CK Helms, by the way. And I want to introduce my other hosts, guys. You want to say hi?
Sure. I'm Ryan Mullins.
I'm Zak Bandit.
Awesome. And so every week, the three of us will be together and we'll be bringing the good stuff to you. And it's going to be fun. You can find us on so many platforms. You can hear our show like on Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Google Podcasts, and Stitcher. We also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/The Good Stuff Podcast. We're also on Instagram, Good Stuff Podcast. And Zak, you just got us a Twitter handle, right?
Oh yeah, that's at Good Stuff for Real, because Good Stuff Podcast was too long, so it's Good Stuff for Real with the number 4.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's cool. That's like a Lonely Island thing there, right? Connor for Real.
Yeah.
Did you do that off of that, or did you just come up with it? And whenever I mentioned it, you were like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. When you mentioned it, I remembered back, but no, I didn't do it because of that.
I see.
Do we have a MySpace page?
You were supposed to work on that. Did you get that?
I haven't.
Because Nick did the Facebook page, I did the Twitter. Now you have to go do the MySpace page. So,
but be careful. Don't put your credit card info on there, or probably get
really.
Oh, but yeah. Anyway, guys. Also every week we are going to have a revolving fourth chair. Different people that we have come in. We'll have friends. We'll have people we don't even know. They do stuff in entertainment wise. We want them on here, or just random normal people that just want to talk nerd crap with us. And you could be on the fourth chair by just shooting us a message on our Facebook page, or just hollering at Ryan, apparently at Movie Tavern.
Because it works.
Because that's how we got our fourth chair today. And so, fourth chair guy, why don't you say hi, your name, what you're up to, and stuff?
My name's Daniel Bauldwin, and I make a lot of things. I make books. I have my own podcast. I have a Redbubble account, a YouTube channel, tabletop games that I've self-published through the Game Crafter. Just all kinds of things. And I've been wanting to do some short films and stuff recently, but I haven't been able to really record anything yet. But I'm actually really excited to be here, and I'm really thankful that you guys would allow me to be on here. So thanks, like for real.
Oh man, thanks for coming here, and thanks for being our first fourth chair person. And I knew your name and everything. I just wanted you to feel special and say your name yourself, because I even wrote it down, so I knew that. So, but every week we're gonna start.
You didn't really know it, but
I didn't. I did not. Thanks for letting me know your name, though. Every week we're gonna talk to you about just random stuff in entertainment, just nerd things and stuff that we like. We're gonna give you movie releases and stuff like that, and just overall have a fun time. But Ryan, why don't you? Do you have the releases on your paper? Do you have that?
The say that again.
The movie releases and stuff. Release schedule. See, this is what happens when you don't read notes. I got you, man.
I was gonna say I don't remember being specifically told to have that today.
I sent you show notes. I just really knew that you wouldn't know what I was talking about, so therefore that's why I said it.
Why did nobody send me show notes?
I did. I sent them in the group message. Did y'all not get it?
I don't see nothing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that you just didn't pay attention.
I'm looking back in conversation, and I see something about Ryan's a stupid head, and then that's about it.
All right. Well, let me give you your releases for this week. At the movie theater tomorrow, April 12th, you can see the movie After, Little, Missing Link, and Hellboy. That new Hellboy movie's coming out tomorrow. You guys, any of you catch the trailer for that? Trailers?
I have. I am
That doesn't
excited.
Ryan, what you think?
I'm excited about it. It's a new take on it. It's not what we're used to, and I believe that it came a little unexpected. I think that there was a lot of people that was caught really, really off guard whenever that trailer first dropped, because they didn't even know that a Hellboy reboot was coming. Like, it caught me off guard.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I'm interested. It looks really good. It looks like it's really true to the comics. But I'm gonna go into it with open eyes. Give it a try.
What about you, Zach?
I didn't actually watch it because I'm a bad nerd, but
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I didn't watch it, but I know what's his face from Stranger Things.
David Harbour.
Yeah, I mean I think he's the next good one because he has like a big chin and head and everything. So I don't know.
It's always
He
good to
looks
have a
like
big
he could
head.
be. He looks like he could be Hellboy anyway. But,
Daniel, what do you think, man? Did you get the chance?
Well, I mentioned I've seen it like a dozen times. It kind of reminds me of a Men in Black, kind of a little bit. I think people are going to walk out of the theater after seeing that movie and be like, that kind of reminded me of Men in Black.
Yeah. I think that Hellboy has well, he's in the comics and stuff, and I think they have a series like called Hellboy and the BRIP or something, BBRP. It's a newer series that just came out recently, I believe, and I bet it draws a lot of inspiration, which would go upon what we're just saying about Men in Black and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like a squad type thing, and so I think
I believe
probably
that's the storyline that they're following this time.
Yeah, the first trailer that I saw, it was really too comedic for me, and I was like, I'm not really into it. But the second trailer they just put out recently looked a lot cooler, and so
Had a lot more of the action sequences, and it showed off a lot more of what kind of special effects you could expect to see. And
Yeah.
it was I agree with that. The first one didn't really have me into it, but the second trailer has me wanting to buy tickets.
Yeah. I guess I'm kind of upset. I mean, I just didn't know why we needed a reboot. But what was the other guy's? I totally went blank on the original Hellboy's guy's name. Oh man,
Ron Perlman.
Yeah, Ron Perlman. Yeah.
How can you forget that name? All right.
I don't know. I totally went blank on it, man.
I feel like that's why they kept it in secret for so long, is that they just didn't want Ron Perlman to be upset.
I mean, do you want Ron Perlman upset with you?
I would. He is such a nice person. I would never want to upset him.
Yeah, that would be the reason why, right?
Well,
it's kind of like showing up to work and then and finding out after you've already clocked in that somebody's replaced you.
Yeah, I heard they were deciding between whether they were going to do a sequel or a full-on reboot. So I don't know. I guess they decided to go with the reboot.
Well, let's not take away from David Harbour because he's awesome in Stranger Things. So
yeah,
so I'm sure it'll be good. Let's move on with the releases. There's no home releases this week for some reason. There's like no DVDs coming out on Tuesday. For this next week, really strange. But video games, I have quite a list. So if anything sticks out, just yell, say, "Hey, I want to talk about that." But today, the 11th, Earth Defense Force Iron Rain is coming out for PS4.
What the hell is that?
I have no idea. I was like, I don't know what this is, but it's coming out today apparently. Okay, on a Thursday. I thought it was weird. Nintendo Labo VR kit's coming out tomorrow for the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo, I guess, is finally getting VR. So
yeah, I will tell you, if I had a Switch, I would be getting that. But unfortunately,
it's supposed to be compatible with like Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey and everything too.
Oh yeah, that is true. I just saw that, so that'd been pretty cool. That was like the only 2 games that I had for Nintendo Switch before I got rid of mine. Then next week on Tuesday the 16th, we got Final Fantasy 10 and then 10-2 HD remaster. I guess that's already been done, but it's coming out for the Xbox One and Nintendo Switch now. I guess it's already been on PS4, Zach.
Yeah, for a while. It's been on the PS4.
Yeah, whenever I wrote it down, I was like, well, Zach will know a little bit about this.
Final Fantasy X is like one of my favorite games, I think, and I think it's the best like Final Fantasy game to me, anyway.
Right. What is the other one that people like? 7 or whatever?
7. Yeah, that's another 7 and 9. I think are the other popular ones.
Seven's the original Cloud one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one that's getting remastered or like a?
Yeah, they're remaking number 7.
Yeah, that's totally.
They're just remaking it from the ground up with totally new graphics and everything.
Right. Other games coming out. My Time at Portia, I think. It's coming out for all the consoles, PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. Then Tanks Meet Zombies. It's coming out for the Nintendo Switch. I don't know anything about this game, but I was like, Tanks Meet Zombies? Talking about 2 very, very different things.
Maybe it's like Plants vs. Zombies.
Maybe so. That would probably be what. I didn't even think about that. Good job, Zach. And then Wasteland 2 is coming out for the Nintendo Switch. Wasn't that game made by the people that made Fallout Wasteland? Or is that not?
I think it was made by the people that made the original Fallout. Yeah, not Bethesda or anything.
Yeah.
I played a little bit of the original one because I think it was a PlayStation Plus game, but I didn't really play it too long.
Yeah. And then World War Z, the video game, is finally coming out. PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Zach, what's your take on that? Zombies are kind of like your thing, so.
Yeah, I mean, it looked kind of like I don't know, it looked like a kind of like a Left 4 Dead type deal. I'm not really sure because the zombies, they just keep coming and you keep shooting. So, I mean, if it's anything like Left 4 Dead, I'm definitely down for that. And it's zombies, so, I mean, anything zombie, really.
Those zombies on World War Z move like crazy. So
yeah, I mean, the World War Z movie itself wasn't the greatest, but I'm sure I like the book, but sure the game will probably be pretty good.
I don't know. I felt like that was some high quality Brad Pitt time.
The game is supposed to follow a different plot other than like the movie and the books and stuff. It's supposed to be its own thing, but just have the World War Z name basically.
Okay.
Oh,
so it's just like totally like separate from everything else, just set in the same world, maybe somewhere like a different location, I guess.
I'm not sure. I just know from what I've heard on Game Ranks, one of their videos where they like basically run down news for the previous week. They talked about the game, and they were talking about how it's not going to be following Brad Pitt basically, and it was going to be a completely different story.
Oh man, you can't be Brad Pitt. That's sad. But yeah, that's all the releases for this week. But another thing we're going to talk about each week is new trailers that come out. And I don't know if y'all saw that new Batista movie coming out, the trailer for it, Stuber.
Yeah.
Anyone catch that?
There's 2 Batista movies coming out too.
Right. But I just saw that Stuber trailer on Sunday when I was watching WrestleMania 35. And I was like, for some reason, like, Batista's not the greatest actor in the world. Let's just start there. Yeah, he's good as Drax, but I mean, that's totally different, you know. And so it's a different type of way to be a role. So I mean, it fits for Batista. But the Stuber movie looks so good, and I have no idea why I want to see it so bad. I'm like, oh, I gotta go see this movie. I thought it was amazing looking, but I don't
the driver that was featured in that. I think his name is Kumail.
Yeah, something like that. It's something like okay.
The back and forth comedy that I saw going on in between it kind of reminded me of
Did it remind you of Deadpool and Dopinder?
Deadpool and Dopinder, the kind of back and forth they kind of had.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought, and I was like, this is like a Deadpool Dopinder movie, but with Batista and some other dude. So I thought that was really cool.
I am glad to see Batista though picking up other roles than just the the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, because I mean he's tried really hard to break out into the movie roles, and the Drax role really worked for him. He's played it really well. I don't think that they could have picked anybody better for that role, honestly. He has done really well with it, but I'm curious to see him in other roles other than being completely covered in body paint and shirtless the entire film. Yeah,
well, and he was also
give him a try at
something
else. Yeah,
he was invisible in Infinity War some too. So.
I don't know. I could definitely see his nipples getting flared up from backpack straps.
Wow. You just let everybody know on a podcast that you stare too much at Batista's nipples.
Yeah, we know what Ryan thinks about all day.
It'll be etched into the annals of history.
Wow. Another trailer that just come out is the trailer for the Addams Family animated movie. Am I the only one that's seen that, or?
No, I've seen that.
I watched it. Yeah,
I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah,
it was like an ad or something.
I thought it was pretty good looking. I never liked the live action Addams Family movies, but it looks like it's going to be pretty funny. I mean, I enjoyed from what I saw. I mean, I think with the Addams Family being animated is probably the best way to do it too. So
maybe it looks like it's Scooby-Doo again.
Yeah, it looks like it's a pickup off of the old '90s Addams Family cartoon that was on TV. It's a different animation, but the characters are designed to look the same from the '90s cartoon. So I'm guessing that it's probably going to have some character resemblance to that Addams Family. But as far as like what I could tell as character development wise and stuff like that, I could tell that especially like Wednesday and Pugsley, they're being taken in way different character directions than they were in the live action ones. But
yeah, Pugsley looks like in there, like you don't see him a whole lot in there.
Yeah.
And it's a lot from a distance, but it looks like he's more. He looks so different than the rest of them. He looks because he's like blonde and stuff, and he looks like almost like he's just a normal human. Kind of remind me of. Did anyone ever watch that old TV show, The Munsters? Just me. Well, okay. Well, the Munsters, and they're all a bunch of. It's kind of like the Addams Family, but it was like Frankenstein and stuff like that, and they were all like monsters and stuff. Except they had like a cousin, and she was just that lived with them, and she was just a normal human. And I was like, are they going to do that with Pugsley, where he's just like normal person? There's like nothing special about him, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess.
But there's actually quite a few big name actors in this one. Of course, you get Chloe Grace Moretz is playing Wednesday, and Oscar Isaac from that Star Wars.
Yeah, Poe Dameron in the new ones.
And then I was surprised to find out that Charlize Theron is playing Morticia.
Oh, yeah. You've got a lot of the actors' names and stuff down. I didn't even have all that written down.
I always forget that crap.
right?
Am I the only one that noticed that Thing had eyeballs?
Did he? I guess you are the only one.
I swear, I think when the trailer began, Thing came up and he did his snap thing, and then he ran off, and he had like a bandana wrapped around the wrist and like eyeballs poking out or something. I don't know.
That's what it looked like. I can watch it now.
I thought he was wearing like a leash and a collar, but
maybe, but it looked like two white dots with pupils. So I don't know. I'll have to go look back at it. It looked like he had eyes.
Watch it now.
Yeah, we're all gonna have homework of going to watch this trailer again just to see if he has eyeballs. Oh man. What did you think about the trailer, Daniel? Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought, like, I seen it on Instagram. I was just scrolling, and it was an ad, and I thought it was an ad for some kind of show coming to some streaming service. But then it kept playing, and then it turned out to be like a movie trailer, and I was like, oh, okay. And I think the animation looks nice. I think the style looks really nice.
Yeah. Let's see. That's all the trailers that I really noticed that came out this week. Did anyone else notice any new trailers?
Can confirm Thing does not have eyes. He's wearing a watch.
Okay.
Oh, it's a watch.
It's a watch, man.
It just looked like eyes to me. I'm like, what the hell are they doing? Like, okay, that's a little bit better.
I feel so much better now.
I had to go back and look because I was like, man, if Thing has eyeballs, I'm not watching this.
I was like, I thought he was a severed hand of someone. How does he have eyeballs?
All right.
Anyway,
while we're on movies, I have to ask who all has tickets to Endgame, because I already bought mine.
I do not have tickets yet.
Well, I just got paid today.
So does that mean that you're about to get yours, Zach?
I'll probably get mine. I'm supposed to work Thursday, which I probably will, but I'll probably buy a ticket for because I think they're playing at the movie theater near me until 11:30. So I'll probably just go straight from work, because I don't think I've missed a MCU opening day.
I wish I could say this name, but I'm not going to be able to go see it until Saturday.
Damn.
I'm probably not going to see it till Saturday either.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do.
Well, mainly because, I'll go see it with Lacey, and she has to be at work, in the morning.
Yeah.
And so, it's just easier for us to go on Saturday, then we could have someone watch the kids. Because, and probably, the baby at least.
Well, whenever we get done recording, I will tell you which showing I'm going to see on Saturday if you want to meet me and my roommate there.
Okay. Your roommate, I don't know who he is.
Oh, yeah, the viewers don't, though.
The viewers? Oh, okay.
The listeners, viewers.
Same thing. Anyway, guys, we're going to...
Special people out there.
All of you guys listening to our beautiful voices and Zach. But anyways.
Our different voices and Zach. What?
I said all our beautiful voices and then Zach.
Well, I quit.
Okay. Didn't even make it through 30 minutes. Let's move into
this is my
news.
Last episode, guys.
It's been real, guys. It's been real. He almost quit yesterday when I got Jane Doe on Call of Duty Black Ops 4, a character he wanted. It was almost like, I'm done with the show. And I was like, what are you talking about? It was like, you took my girl. I was like, dude.
What happens when you're the boss? Everybody will quit on you whenever you get something a little bit more special than them.
You ain't got to preach that to me, of all people. Let's move into some news, though. A lot of stuff goes on every week. I try to my best to keep up with it. We share some stuff on the Facebook page. I try to make sure even stuff that I'm not interested in, I share. But some things that we're going to get into today is, well, the first thing, Disney just bought Fox, right?
Yeah.
Well, they just revealed the other day the entire slate of movies coming out from Disney/Fox for the rest of the year. And it was confirmed that it's been, rumors of this not happening now, but New Mutants, the movie, is getting a theatrical release.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That was up in the air for a little while of whether or not they were just going to do that straight to Blu-ray or straight to
there was like rumors of Hulu.
Yeah.
And then, Zach, do you know much about New Mutants or like?
I mean, I was pretty excited for it just because it was a horror / superhero thing, but I don't know. I didn't know really where they were gonna put it. I mean, it was either gonna be Hulu or theatrical because Hulu, I know, is owned mostly by Disney now, pretty much. So.
They own 60% of it now.
Yeah, so they own a majority share in Hulu. Yep. Disney's gonna own the world, so.
That's right. One day Disney I'll be saying, instead of brought to you by Blind Bandit Productions, which I forgot to say at the beginning of the show, I'll be saying Good Stuff Podcast brought to you by Disney. They would never sponsor us. They would never sponsor our podcast.
Brought to you by Walt Disney Studios.
If they're still gonna make Deadpool movies, they could sponsor our podcast. I was gonna say we probably cuss too much, but
speaking of Deadpool, he's the only one confirmed to be still going. So they're the only X-Men to cross from the other X-Men movie verse.
He's the only one making it through the Fox purge.
Yeah, right. That's what I was trying to say.
Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
He's the only character being kept from all the X-Men movies after the Dark Phoenix and New Mutants come out. They're literally going to have New Mutants come out, introduce a bunch of new characters, and then we'll never see them ever again.
It would be kind of cool if somehow they just incorporated the New Mutants into the MCU, and that was kind of the start of the mutants. I don't know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, because they do have at least one cameo being made from the X-Men movies in the New Mutants film, that's where they get caught up with, could they use this as a restart point? But New Mutants was supposed to be the finale. It was supposed to come out after the Dark Phoenix movie, and it was meant to close up all the storylines.
Dark Phoenix is coming out before it, though.
Yeah. I mean, in the original plans of things. And so what they did is they're using New Mutants to wrap up all the old Fox X-Men storylines, because it looks like Disney's going to be going in a completely different direction.
Which they should.
Yeah, they should. They should just let that kind of die off and everything, and truly reboot. There was a lot of mistakes made in storyline, especially in X-Men: The Last Stand and Wolverine Origins.
There were so many different plot holes and then inconsistencies.
The whole X-Men film universe is so convoluted and messed up. Just let it die.
And Silver Samurai was not at all like any Silver Samurai that had ever been depicted in the past.
Why? Because he was like a mech robot?
Exactly why. That is exactly the reason why. We went from being X-Men to being Power Rangers calling on our Zords.
Then let's not forget the original Deadpool they had.
Oh yeah, with the Laserface. Yeah. Good old Laserface.
My favorite part of Deadpool 2 is at the end when he goes and just slices dude's head off or shoots him and just like, there you go. That's so good. But
you talking about whenever Stryker just kind of comes and puts him down like a rabid dog?
No, in Deadpool 2, whenever at the end of it, at the end credits, whenever he's just doing all that time hopping and like he just through and kills them, and then he like he time hops to where he's like right behind Ryan Reynolds, and Ryan Reynolds looking at the script for Green Lantern, and then he shoots Ryan Reynolds and he says, "You're welcome, Canada."
Oh god! And that's the only reason why Deadpool can transfer over to the MCU. It just makes sense.
Yeah,
totally makes sense. Totally.
I have a good feeling also that they'll do an in-game Deadpool cut.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
I really think they will. Just because of the fact that him and Brolin have such a good history together. I think that they'll do something. It'll be a non-canonical Deadpool cut.
That'd be so sweet.
That'd be pretty cool.
Be down with that.
Speaking of which, they've said that I think they said X-Men and them are not part of the Phase 4 at all. Which, I mean, I think I'm okay with because I don't want them to just like rush it in there just because they can.
Yeah, he said Kevin Feige said Feige,
I think, yeah.
Yeah, he said that they like you said, they already had plans and they weren't changing the plans just because they got X-Men and Fantastic Four and stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess that makes sense. So.
Yeah. I mean, and also I love how they pretty much just kind of closed the chapter on anyone thinking that they were going to try and keep the Fantastic Four with going from the last set of movies, and basically they just summed it up with Jordan B. Michael can't play two characters in the MCU. And that was just it. They didn't give any other further explanation of like that was a shit movie or anything like that. It was just straight up Michael B. Jordan can't play two characters in the MCU.
What movie are you talking about?
Michael B. Jordan was Killmonger, and he was the new Johnny Storm in the new Fantastic Four.
I always see what happened is I took that out of my memory, and I don't think that movie exists anymore.
Yeah, so pretty much neither does Fox, Disney, or any of the affiliates.
I didn't even watch it, so
we talked about that last week, I think, didn't we, Zach?
Yeah, I think so.
I just like to pretend that movie never happened. Because I subjected myself to the entire thing, and I hated myself afterwards.
I never watched it, and I actually totally forgot that movie even existed, to be honest.
Well, let's just all just go with it now.
After Galactus in the second Fantastic Four was a fucking clown, I decided that I would never watch a Fantastic Four movie by Fox again.
And that was all because of Fox, Disney, Marvel.
I think they just did that just because they're like, let's see how badly we can screw this up just to piss off Marvel.
I think that was the idea going into every X-Men movie other than the first one.
Hey, some of the stuff in the first trilogy's been good.
I think the first and second one were pretty good, and then once they got to the Last Stand, just kind of went downhill. And then I think Days of Future Past was all right, and then it kind of after that just
yeah.
I didn't like the first one, to be honest, but the second one I thought was really good.
I thought it was great because it was the first time seeing them live action, but there was a lot of plot points that I really hated about the first one.
I don't like the Sabretooth.
I didn't like the fact that they tried pushing Wolverine's romance with Rogue as a like father-daughter, brother-sister kind of thing.
It's an interesting take.
Yeah, I mean, he was. Well, you have to remember him and Rogue used to hook up all the time behind Gambit's back.
Some old school stuff there. But let's move on. We've talked enough about X-Men. To talk about how Idris Elba, they just announced that he was going to be playing Deadshot in the movie The Suicide Squad from James Gunn, and they just said that he will now be getting a new role because two reasons. They said because Idris doesn't want to be disrespectful to Will Smith because the only reason he couldn't do it was scheduling conflict, and now they are saying that they want it to remain open if Will Smith wants to return, right? Yeah. So, which now here's the question that I want to ask everybody and what they think. All right. So this movie was billed as a reboot, like they were rebooting it. It's called The Suicide Squad. It's not supposed to be billed as a sequel. It's supposed to be a reboot. So now, not only are they allowing Deadshot if he wanted to come back. Margot Robbie's going to be Harley Quinn still. Viola Davis is going to be Amanda Waller, and Jai Courtney is going to be Captain Boomerang. Are all coming back for this reboot. So, is it still a reboot, or is it?
I don't know if it's really a reboot. They're just retconning the first one, I guess.
I agree with that. I think that that's what they're trying to do. Is they're trying to erase Jared Leto from...
But no, hold on. Jared Leto. Jared Leto is supposedly going to be in the Birds of Prey movie now.
Supposedly. Now, I have heard from a reliable source that they used a stand-in and Leto was never in the Birds of Prey movie.
Yeah, that's what me and Zach talked about. But Jared Leto, me and Zach were talking about that when we were playing game the other day. But Jared Leto has teased the return of Joker. Hasn't said that he wasn't going to be Joker, but he's teasing the return of him being Joker again online.
I mean, so I think a lot of things are in Jared Leto's head, but
I've also heard reports that he is the Joker in there. So I don't even know what I don't even know what Warner DC does half the time anymore. Yeah. So because also didn't you read a report or did I read a report that was it? I can't remember if I read it or did I read it or did you read it, Zach?
What's the report? Okay.
Oh, the report. Yes. That Joaquin Phoenix was going to be in the Birds of Prey movie as the Joker.
No, what was happening is, remember Ryan was playing Call of Duty with us and you had that conversation with him?
That's right. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is what I have as of right now, is that people are very, very unsure that Leto was there on the day of filming for the Birds of Prey thing, like he said, because he is currently filming Morbius in London. Right. And he would have been nowhere nearby for that.
Well, you don't think he could hop on a jet?
He could, but
he wasn't the bad part of Suicide Squad. The whole fucking movie was bad.
I quit the podcast. What Jared Leto was not what was wrong.
Jared Leto was barely in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he was barely in it for sure.
You cannot blame Suicide Squad on Jared Leto.
It's just like the time that he spent on screen made it's kind of like whenever you ask for a particular meal at a restaurant and you tell them that you don't want a side of mushed corn, and then they bring you the plate with a side of mushed corn anyways, and you have to eat the mushed corn for whatever reason, like it's going to be forced down your throat no matter what. and then you're not really satisfied with the rest of the meal because you were forced to eat mushed corn.
Okay, so here's the deal.
That was a really
All right.
weird analogy.
That was so weird. I don't know where you came up with that. But here's the deal.
Jared Leto is nothing but mushed corn.
Here's the deal. Suicide Squad was changed so dramatically that basically it was like two films put together as to one. Two different versions of films. Because it was, who's the freaking David Ayer was the director of that? So like he made his version of the film, which had freaking Joker and Harley's romance the way it should be, not the way it ended up as that Joker was lovesick over Harley. It was Joker being abusive and shit like that. The Joker Harley relationship that it should be. That's why he made it, and there was a tons more Joker time, like about 45 more minutes or an hour of Joker time that Jared Leto filmed all this stuff. Then the studio decided that the movie would not be good with the way it was. Made them film basically a whole bunch other things. So basically we got a different version of it. So that's why the movie is so convoluted and so different, is because it feels like two different films. It's because that's how they messed up all the other movies that came around that time of DC movies, is because studios saying we're too scared, I guess, to take a chance on something. And so they made the director change it. Yeah. So basically, they made it completely different. Jared Leto, have you ever seen Dallas Buyers Club?
Yeah.
Okay, he's a good actor. All right? Yeah. And he would have been good as the Joker. Now, I'm not going to agree with the look of Joker because the stupid teeth and tattoos are really dumb. But I think if given like a proper film, say like if we saw a Joker and Harley film with Jared Leto as a Joker, I think that it could turn your opinion around, and then it would be mush corn. It'd just be great cream corn or something. Yeah. I just think that a lot of and I don't think that also he should get the bad rap for Suicide Squad. I mean, I believe Daniel backed me up on this. He was in there, maybe 11, 13 minutes, something like that? You think?
Yeah, I mean, he was in like 2 scenes at most, and each scene was like 2 minutes long. Yeah. So it was probably about 11 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, so we'll go 11, 15 minutes. The movie is 2 hours and 12 minutes, okay? So therefore, there's 2 whole hours without Jared Leto. So to blame that's where you win.
I'll still watch it.
I'm not taking away from what you said. I'm just saying that the Suicide Squad wasn't a bad movie because of Jared Leto. It was a bad movie because it was a bad movie, and it was studio involvement.
Oh yeah. I guess his 11 minutes on screen just felt like an eternity because it was kind of cringeworthy in my opinion. But like I will agree with what you said, that it's not all his fault. And especially that he was filming, all the stuff he filmed was for a different movie, so he did it in a different context. So I agree with all that. I'm not gonna knock that.
Yeah, but I think that if given the proper material to work with, that he could make the character. And God, I just want to lose the teeth and the tattoos, but apparently it's never what happened. But I felt like we should have seen more. But I don't think that Suicide Squad was bad because of him.
I got that.
But back to my original thing. So we're considering it now. Is it like a soft reboot then? Because we're keeping some characters.
They're just like I said, they're just retconning. So they're just erasing what happened in the first one, I guess. I'm looking at his IMDb right now, and it doesn't say Birds of Prey, like even rumored. So I don't. It says he's rumored to be in the Suicide Squad, and then there's another rumored movie, Untitled Joker Harley Quinn Project.
That already was shot down like last week before that, something like that.
And then Untitled Jared Leto Joker Project, but of course, and IMDb is sort of like Wikipedia, like anybody can add shit to it. So
I'm also trying. I'm taking it with the same amount of reboot, retcon, whatever you want to call it, that I've taken all the old 80s and 90s Batman movies. Like every time they brought in a new person to play Batman, it's kind of like, these are all the same characters. They all exist in the same universe. It's just things are a little different this time around, kind of thing. And everybody just kind of accepted it as for what at face value, for the fact that this isn't Michael Keaton or this isn't Val Kilmer,
Yeah. Well, I think that you have
like
to
James
take
Bond, where they keep replacing the character.
So all right, the James Bond movies, those are all, is that all continuity, like together, and it's just different actors playing them?
It's all supposed to be the same person for more or less. I believe that there are times that other people are supposed to take on the persona of James Bond, but for more or less, it's all James Bond.
And then the original 4 Batman movies, with Keaton, Kilmer, and Clooney, those were all the same continuity. But like anything else, like any other movies that made, like Batman, the Nolan trilogy, or your DCEU, and then the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie, that you got to look at all of those as, even if you think of Gotham, the TV show, all of this is different multiverses in a sense. And you got to look at it that and just realize that you can't judge something off. You also got to put yourself that this is a different multiverse, and not everything's going to be the exact same. And you need to know that this Joker and this is different from this Joker is because they're in a different multiverse, and so maybe different things happened. And and Joker's a good character to have different versions of as well, because
there's multiple Jokers in the same universes.
Yeah, he doesn't have a specific origin either.
Yeah.
So
we don't have to get overly nerdy on that one, but Joker. There's more than one Joker.
Well, there's supposed to be 3 Jokers in the comic books now, which it was touched on for a little bit, but they're supposed to be going back this year, and we're supposed to see more about that. So for another day, for another show. But let's ask some questions for Daniel. Okay, let's get to know our 4th chair a little bit more. So Daniel, you said you write, correct?
Yeah.
So what kind of things have you written? Because I know you have a website, and I saw some short stories on there. I didn't get a chance to read into them, but I saw that you have short stories written on there. Is there anything else that you write? You said.
It's mostly like science fiction stuff and fantasy, adventure, action, that sort of thing. I have 3 that are self-published. 2 of them are like a prequel and a sequel. But it's not considered a prequel. It's like the first in the series, and then the second one is the sequel to that, and then the third one is just something totally different and random and kind of weird. And they have some comedy elements to it, some comedic elements to it. So I really like to write silly things, kind of. So some of the short stories that were on the website have some silly elements to them. Like the first one at the very top is like the perspective of a bubble or a raindrop. I mean, no, there's a raindrop story and then a bubble story. So just silly stuff like that, and comedy, action, adventure, fantasy stuff.
Okay. So are these just short stories, or you said like the sequel and stuff like that? Is those books, or is that
those
just
are
a short
those are full books with like 13 chapters a piece. They're about 120 to 200 pages a piece. They have about 13 chapters a piece, and it's an incomplete guide to the multiverse. So it follows 3 siblings, which was the 3 siblings were based off of me and 2 of my other siblings. They travel the multiverse basically, and then they discovered that there is an evil alliance that is out to really mess up the multiverse. So one of the 3 siblings try and form their own alliance to stop it. And a lot of hilarious things happen in some of these universes. For example, the first universe they go into is a universe where you can pass through anything that's yellow, there's another one where they turn to animals and they like say their sound at the end. Like if you were a cat, they would say whatever and then say meow at the end of their sentence.
So
just
like
different stuff
Ryan
like that.
sucks, meow. like that.
I don't know why that's your go-to, but I love
Or
it.
Ryan looks like a 10-year-old boy. Wolf.
Meow. Oh, there you go. Yeah, like, okay, cool, I got this. So Ryan is a loser. Meow. Could we just keep this going, Zach, for 10 minutes? Just constantly.
I quit the podcast.
You should
I
keep
don't want to
running
be
tally of how many people quit on the episode. Of how many times.
And Daniel, you were also telling me that you're looking to get into drawing for or writing for comic books too.
Yeah, I've actually written a few of them, and I have notes for others, but I haven't found an artist yet. I've been looking for a while. I keep finding artists, but the artists just don't ever really work out. The first comic that I wrote, I had an artist lined up, and they were doing it. They were doing really well, and it just seemed like a really great thing that was going on. And then after they finished the first page, they said, "Hey, look, I can't work on this anymore. So I'm really sorry, but I just can't do it anymore." And they just left and didn't work on it. And I ended up finding someone else, but then they did the same thing. So it seems like people haven't been able to get past drawing like the first page or two, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is, you know. You just got to keep looking for artists and stuff.
The struggle is real with that, man. No lie.
I was gonna say, I think I felt like I had that same conversation with Nick just a week ago or so.
Literally, the same thing. Like, you know, we just started up BBP Comics at Blind Bandit Productions, and it's the division that I'm in charge of. And the first we just announced our first comic, which is written by me as well, and then Zach's working on some comic. And then we have other comics in the pipeline, and just artists, man. Finding artists to do this thing is like really tough. I mean, we had an artist who was a friend of mine, and like he drew sketches for like my main character, which I mean looked amazing, didn't they, Zach?
Yeah.
And just he didn't have the time, and then like reached out to some other artists, and they either A, don't have the time, or B, like it's just hard finding people, or they're like, oh, I just don't have time for this. And then it's like, or they just don't message you back, or they tell you they're interested in, and they just don't message you whenever you're like, okay, well, message me with some of your stuff, and then you don't get a message, and you're like, well, what am I doing here? But I've had a couple people that have started on it, and then we're like, yeah, I just don't have time. And I mean, it's really tough. It's really tough. So I understand your struggle with that so much, God. But yeah, so did you also say that you're wanting to do some movies, right?
Yeah, I was wanting to do some like short films, microfilms, and just get into that sort of industry in general, because I've been wanting to do that since I was little, basically.
So just writing those, or do you want to do, what else do you want to do with them, or like?
Well, I like to write, so I've actually written a few scripts and stuff. So I want to write scripts for movies and TV shows and stuff, and I also really want to get into just filmmaking in general, because a long time ago, me and a couple of my siblings, we did these ridiculous videos under the name LCL, or Last Chance Laugh. We were basically an improv group. And we shot really funny, ridiculous videos in our kitchen and bedroom and dining room and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I was the camera guy.
Okay. So you just want to get to some other stuff, or hold on a second. Anyway, so wow, totally lost for words.
Are you
I think yeah. I think brain problems kicked in on Nick over there.
Sorry, I have some health issues going on, Daniel.
I think Daniel confused them a little bit.
Guys,
I think what I really think happened is that Nick got excited and was like, "Oh, this is somebody I want to work with." I think that's what happened.
Okay, you guys know that I've been having some health issues, so I mean, like, leave me alone. God.
Daniel, so what's your aspirations for your projects? Like what are you looking to immediately get into, and what are you looking to long term get into with your creative skill set?
Well, long term, I really just want to basically long term. I want to like create and like operate a studio or production studio or something that basically makes all of the things that I'm already making, like comics, movies, TV shows, books, and just music, whatever. That's what I want to do long term, is basically start a studio. But short term, I really just want to finish as many projects as I can and get them, to be known a little bit better, really.
So you're doing this all on your own right now, or?
Yeah, right now it's all on my own. I haven't had any help with anything. These microfilms and stuff, I found a couple of people at work that might help me. So I might have some help with some of the film stuff, but I'm writing everything myself, drawing everything myself, doing everything on my own, even marketing myself, which is pretty difficult. But basically, just the struggle. You just got to keep going.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Keep it going. Cool. But anyways, man, we're going to get back to you. I guess we'll have some more questions here later on the show, but I want to talk about some other things that have happened news-wise. I don't know if everybody listens to the show. Well, Zach does. Listens to every episode, but I've been talking about Mortal Kombat 11 like every episode. Like, yeah. Ever since it's been revealed, every episode I talk about it. And so they just revealed more characters. They revealed that Katana, fan favorite character, is coming back for Mortal Kombat 11. Then they revealed 2 new characters. Centurion is she's like a Mother Nature type character looking thing. And then Collector. All 3 new characters revealed this week. Mortal Kombat 11 coming out April 23rd. April 23rd. I had to look at my calendar because I wrote it down. Mortal Kombat 11. Has anyone seen any of these trailers for these characters?
Yes. I also got to see the new released fatality videos for Noob Saibot.
Oh, dude, did you see where I call that
his stuff
fatality?
Is gruesome.
I call his fatality, "You got a friend in me." You should look that up on YouTube, Daniel, if you want to see that. If you want to be grossed out.
I saw the Katana trailer. I didn't see the new character trailers.
The Collector, he's kind of like, it's like he's got like 4 or 6. He's got like 6 arms. 2 of his arms hold like a little bag, so he only uses like 4 arms in his attacks. So it kind of, but he's like a little like Gremlin type mix with a Goro sort of. He may be like the grunt of the Goro type family, like Goro and what's that female one?
I can't remember.
Shiva. Yeah. Shiva, and then there's Kentaro, all those characters. I feel like he's like the runt of the litter, but he's like blue, and in this bag he like collects like people's body parts in it. So it's really
walks around with one of those reusable Walmart bags.
Yeah, basically, the bring your own bag, and so like he like his fatality, he like he's like attacking them, and then like he like cuts off their head and he like sticks it in his bag and stuff, and then like starts like hitting them more and stuff, and I'm like, it was really creepy. I feel like though, if you watch that, he's gonna be like one of my other characters I use besides Noob Saibot. Interesting characters. I'm excited about Mortal Kombat 11.
I am too. It'll be the first Mortal Kombat that I bought in a long, long time. Like, I guess the last Mortal Kombat that I personally spent money on was the Nintendo 64 Sub-Zero game.
Wow. The Sub-Zero Mythologies?
Yeah, no, I've played other Mortal Kombat since then, but this will be the first time that I've actually spent money on it.
Man, the new Mortal Kombat is
10 was awesome.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 10 was amazing. Which I think I have that.
I've played it with you.
Yeah, but I'm just a fan of the NetherRealm games like Injustice and then Mortal Kombat. So the storyline of the new ones like Mortal Kombat 9 and then 10 and then 11 are really good. So I'm really excited about that.
I was really curious if, since they've brought over Mortal Kombat characters into the Injustice games, if they were going to bring any of the Injustice characters into this game. That doesn't look like they're going to.
They haven't so far, but I mean, if it would, it'd be DLC because Injustice 1 had Scorpion, and then Injustice 2 had Sub-Zero in it.
It seems like the thing they're going with for Mortal Kombat DLC is like horror characters or sci-fi. Like they had Alien and like Leatherface and
Freddy Krueger and all that. Yeah.
Freddy Krueger was in 9, I think, and then
Leatherface
had a
was
lot
in
more.
10.
Yeah,
but then that brings to question what horror characters could they bring into this one that they haven't already done?
I would love Pinhead if they brought Pinhead from Hellraiser.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
Or Pennywise. They could do Pennywise.
Tim Curry.
Pretty cool.
The Curry or the Skarsgård.
The Skarsgård.
They'll probably do the new one because in Mortal Kombat 9 they didn't do the Robert Englund Freddy Krueger. They did the new Freddy Krueger. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. Which was kind of disappointing. I would have rather did Robert Englund for Mortal Kombat 9. But
was Jason in Mortal Kombat 10 or no?
He was in 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was just making sure because I was wondering that the other day. I was trying to figure out if he was.
I think the only horror character they had in 9 was Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, and then in 10 they had Leatherface and Jason.
Leatherface, Jason, Alien, Predator.
Right.
Whenever I was younger, I always got those two mixed up.
Which
Alien, Predator?
Alien and Predator?
Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees.
Oh, have they done Michael Myers?
Oh, they haven't done Michael yet.
Oh, they haven't?
No. So maybe they'll do that.
What about they could do Chucky.
Chucky, that would be crazy.
And speaking of which, have y'all heard about the reboot Chucky coming out?
With Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
I heard before they announced that, I heard rumors that Chucky wasn't even going to talk in that one, which I was very disappointed about.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that to me.
You can't have a Chucky the talking doll that doesn't talk.
Dude, Mark Hamill is going to be creepy.
Unless you remove the battery.
Because I heard they're doing this remake, but they're still continuing the Chucky series.
So they're doing two different movies?
Side by side. Yeah, they're still doing the series side by side. So they're doing this reboot with Mark Hamill, and then they're still continuing after whatever the last one was, like the Cult of Chucky.
Yeah,
they're still going to do a sequel to that.
Okay. I think I read that too, but I couldn't. But now that you say it, it does sound familiar. But I'm interested to see what DLC characters that'll end up being in Mortal Kombat 11. So I mean, they could do any of those horror things. But I didn't mention Pennywise. It makes me think of the Addams Family trailer. Whenever Wednesday had that balloon, and Morticia was like, "I swear, there's usually a clown attached to one of these."
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was a good line.
The next person that they need is Scary Terry from Rick and Morty.
And moving on, they would have.
Nick hasn't watched Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
He's one of those people.
Yeah. Well, I'm also one of those people that haven't watched Game of Thrones, but like 4 episodes. So I mean, it happens in life.
Yeah, I used to be one of those people.
Yeah, we miss you.
Yeah, I'll come back to the other side. Winter's almost over. Don't worry.
Ryan used to be one of those people, but then he turned 11.
Nice. Which was last year. I remember that. But speaking of another popular show, which Walking Dead. AMC just ordered a third Walking Dead series.
Yep.
Yeah, from what I read of it, it's going to be like a teen drama because
Yeah, they said young female protagonist and a new generation, which
yeah, it's supposed to be the new generation that has come of age in the zombie apocalypse.
It sounds like they're making a Riverdale Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I mean, from everything I read about it.
Walking Dead's been going on for too long, I think.
What's that?
I'm so tired of Walking Dead. He said it was going on for too long. Go ahead, Daniel.
Yeah, I just think it's been going on too long, and now there's a third series that's going to be out. I think they're oversaturating it. They're milking it for everything that it is, and it's just going on for a while. I actually seen a meme on Instagram the other day where it was like the only 3 people that still watch The Walking Dead are really upset about the latest episode.
I saw that.
I saw that.
I really like Fear the Walking Dead. Like, I like that show, and I think it's a lot better than the original Walking Dead. But
is it Morgan on that show?
What?
Is Morgan on that show now?
Yeah, Morgan transferred over to that show.
Smart move.
Yeah, I agree with Daniel on that too, because I hosted a Walking Dead trivia show the night of the opening night of the season where they had Negan kill everybody, and I had never seen Walking Dead up until that point. I saw that episode there that night, and pretty much everyone there at the big watch party that they were having, I would say at least half the room said that they were done. Like they straight up said, "That's it. I'm not watching this show anymore." All over the Negan thing, and apparently that was a common trend across the nation, that a lot of people truly gave up on The Walking Dead after the Negan execution scenes.
Well, I gave up on Walking Dead a long time ago because, like Daniel said, like I just feel like it's been just gone on for so long. And the thing is, it's me and Zach used to make a lot of jokes about it. It was like, I wonder how much they're going to walk in this episode, and just it was just like a bunch of walking,
a
bunch of just talking. Like, where are the zombies? It's like, was the one zombie in this episode? And just like, we used to make so many jokes about this show, and like, I mean, it used to be a good show. Like, I used to watch it, and then just after like, I don't know, maybe season 3 or 4, like I fell off of it, and like I've seen some of the like. I think I watched up right till Negan. That's all pretty much I've caught up on. But those last couple of seasons, I had to like force myself through them, and I was just told myself, you know what? I don't care enough about the story to keep forcing myself to watch this show.
Yeah, I had after I saw that episode and everything, I was like, well, I'll give the show a try and like see what the hype was all about and everything. And that was one of the things I noticed the most about the show, is that there's a lot of downtime in storyline where it's just walking or dramatic sequences that get overextended for way longer than what they have to. And it's like you're extending what could have happened in one episode across 3, and it really gets boring.
Do you want me to? Here's what I think about it. Here's my analogy for that. Okay. Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
Okay, you know how it's like 10 episodes of Goku powering up to fight whoever, and it's just like, we've wasted 3 hours of my life to watch.
At least there was dialogue during that, though, on Dragon Ball Z.
I know, but I mean, like, I watched the like shortened the Kai version of it just so they take out like all that filler junk.
Yeah.
I like it a whole lot better, but I mean, I love Dragon Ball Z. But that's a lot of what The Walking Dead was like now. It became to me was like just that filler of episodes of stuff that you didn't need. That's pretty much all it became, was like the entire season was filler. And like they made the season opener and the season ender really good. But the rest of the crap was just like, I could have just watched the beginning and the end and not even care about this. It could have been 3 episodes and it'd been good.
The actual episode where I gave up on Walking Dead was whenever the main character guy, I can't remember his name, but he was on top of like an RV or something, or trying to crawl on top of an RV, and it took the entire length of 2 episodes for that particular small storyline arc to be completed. And it was like, it's literally a guy crawling on top of an RV and trying to grab an axe. And this took 2 freaking episodes. I'm done.
Yeah, for some reason I still watch it. I don't know why. Like, it's pretty boring, but
It's like you question yourself after watching it. Like, why am I even doing this?
yeah, it's like you feel guilty after having a one-night stand or something, or I don't know. But it's just like a car accident, I guess. For me, and then I'm just obsessed with zombies anyway, so I just want it to get better.
Right.
So
I've never been a huge zombie person myself, so like that's why I was reluctant to give it a try, but it seemed like it had good characters. Like, I can see why people get attached to the characters in that show. But it was just a lot of nothing for a very large period of time.
Yeah. But
if
sorry, go ahead, Zach.
I was just gonna say, if you want a good zombie show, I would just watch like Z Nation or something. Like, I don't like sci-fi original shows usually, or movies. Yeah. They usually suck, but like Z Nation, like, it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's actually more of like it has like a lot of funny moments too, but it's not.
I've heard that.
Better than Walking Dead.
But anyway, moving on. Zombies, they're monsters, and so speaking of monsters, the show Monsters at Work, a sequel to Monsters Incorporated, is coming to Disney Plus in 2020, and they just announced yesterday that the original voice cast, that means John Goodman and Billy Crystal and all the other voice cast people, are going to be doing the voices. So that's pretty exciting stuff. So. And
I'm actually really, really happy about that, because you never... That was one of the things that any fan of the Monster Inc. movies were always upset about, is that you never got to find out more about those 2 characters' lives. Like, you know about their job at Monsters Inc. You know about their training to get into Monsters Inc. But you don't know about like their parents, their siblings. You don't know anything about that. And they've had small little run-ins on other like video games and stuff like that, but other than that, nothing. And it was one of those things that Billy Crystal and John Goodman are actually they really like those characters, and they didn't want to happen what has happened with so many other Disney big title properties, where they get some other voice actor to come in and do the voice of that character, and then the next time that they do a big movie for it, it goes straight to DVD, and the character just diminishes while they use the other voice actor instead of the main voice actor.
Well, do you know why that is, though? Because I've talked about this before. Is because those movies that go to DVD that are Disney sequels. I talked about this with Sarah when she was on here. Those movies, because Frozen 2 is actually the first Disney princess movie to have a sequel that's going to theaters. Mm-hmm. And but there's other Disney princess sequels like Cinderella 2, Beauty and the Beast 2, and all these Little Mermaid 2.
Different voice actors too.
And they're because it was made by a different animation studio, and it was made for direct to DVD. It was the same animation studio that was doing like their TV series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so that's why, it's because the budgets they were given were much smaller. They couldn't afford the main actors and stuff like that, the voice actors and stuff like that. And it's because it was a different studio. That studio actually just closed. Disney Toon Studios just closed last year. And so that's the reason why you get a lot of those sequels that have different. But I hate when they do change voice actors and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it was really upsetting whenever like Hercules, the animated series came out, and it's like, these aren't the voices, especially whenever you're fresh off the boat of watching the Hercules VHS, and then you go to watch that, it's like it's not the same. And or especially like the Little Mermaid cartoon that they had running for a while, and the Lilo and Stitch cartoons that they had running for a while. So it was just, they had some of the same voice actors. I can't remember his name, the alien with the two tongues in Lilo and Stitch. He was, of course, the same actor, but of course he was not really. He's never been a big name actor himself. He's always been kind of B-list. So it was easy to get him, but the other actors, everybody sounds different, and it really throws you off whenever you watch the movie and then you go to the animated series, and it's just two different things.
Yeah, but I'm really excited about the cast just staying the same, because there was a Monsters Inc. world in Kingdom Hearts 3, and they had different voice actors, and it was really weird. Yeah. So, and I'm just glad about that. But we're gonna stop there with the news for this week, because we got other things to talk about, and we can't keep you here for 3 hours. So. Yeah, we're going to move on to our next segment, which is called CB with CK. It's comic books with CK, something we're carrying on from the old show, and until anyone joins me in this. Every week I will talk about every Wednesday new comic books come out, and so usually every week I talk about a comic book that came out last week, and that you can probably still find at your local comic book shop, or you can definitely find digitally. And that I like the most, and then like a little runner-up, and then I give you a comic that's coming out this week, which today is Wednesday, is New Comic Book Day, but when you listen to the show, it's Thursday, so just came out to comic book shops that you should get. Last week, one of my favorite comic books had to be Immortal Hulk number 16, and spoilers ahead for just a little bit for anyone listening. It's written by Al Ewing. Joe Bennett does the pencils. Roy Jose is the inker, and Paul Mounts is the colorist on that. The Immortal Hulk comic book, I talked with Freddie Lane last week about it. It's just an amazing, amazing comic book. It's probably one of the best Hulk runs that I've ever read. And this one was really cool as well. And one of the cool things at the end, they're doing a new horror thing. I really think that Zach, you would enjoy this comic book because it's like a horror thing, and they're doing like the Hulk as, he's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing, and it's really goes into that more. And in the transformation, I shared an image on our Instagram and our Facebook of how he transforms. He transforms at night to the Hulk, when the Hulk only comes out at night. When it's nighttime, it's the Hulk's time. During the day is Banner's time. And the transformation, it just looks horrifying. Did you see the image I shared, Zach?
I saw it.
I haven't seen it yet.
You saw it, Daniel? Yes,
I saw it. You posted it on Instagram. I thought it was pretty cool too. The transformation.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just in like in the movies and comics and stuff and shows that you've seen before, he just gets bigger and turns green and stuff like this. And now it's just like the horror aspect of his body morphing into this, and just it's crazy. And the best part of the end was they kind of teased the next one is going to see the return of Joe Fixit, which is the Gray Hulk. So I'm pretty excited about that, because Joe Fixit's one of my favorite. I think my favorite character Hulk-wise. But as far as runner-up goes, Young Justice number 4, written by Brian Michael Bendis, which I gave recommendation for last week. It was definitely runner-up, but that Hulk book, man, it's just such a good series. But this week, so many good books are coming out at comic book stores. Web of Venom, Cult of Carnage, The Batman Who Laughs number 4, Superman number 10, Red Hood Outlaw number 33, Savage Sword of Conan number 4. Just so many good books coming out this week that you can pick up. But I think my favorite, my most anticipated one is Detective Comics number 1001. They just had the landmark issue of Detective Comics like last week or week before that. and Detective Comics 1000. 80 years of Batman in this comic book, Detective Comics 1000. It was just an amazing book, 96 pages, which definitely everybody should read that. But I'm really excited about Detective Comics number 1001 because you get to see the Arkham Knight is coming into the main DC universe continuity. And did you guys play Batman Arkham Knight? Ryan?
Yeah.
I know you did, right?
I played the first two. I didn't play the Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight's so good. I love it so much. And I'm just excited to see the character come into continuity, and he's going to be a different person. It's not going to be who he was in the video game, Ryan. So
I've been looking forward to that. You mentioned one earlier. One that I'm actually going to be getting is the Batman Who Laughs.
Oh man, that's a good series.
I've seen some really good reviews on that, and that'll be my first to get in a long time. Like I haven't seen such a positive reaction for graphic novel, book, comic, whatever in a very, very long time.
Yeah. But Detective Comics 1001, get it now. You can go to your local comic book shop, get it digitally, whichever way that you read comic books. Get on that and see the mystery of the new Arkham Knight is. So pretty excited about that. But so Daniel, do you you said that? Let's ask some more questions for Daniel. You're writing comics. Do you read any comics or what?
Not. I don't really read comics that much. So no. I just write. I see some occasionally from like other indie people and stuff. And I was thinking about. I don't remember what the app is called, but it's an app where you can upload your own comics and watch or read other people's comics and stuff. And I was thinking about downloading that and joining that and just watch like reading other people's like indie comics basically, and not this other stuff like DC and Marvel. Because DC and Marvel is like there's a lot of it, so it's almost hard to get into.
Yeah,
it's just the way I've always seen it.
It is definitely hard to get into that world, but for sure. So what inspired you to write comic books then?
Well, dream like literally like dreams that I will have at night, and then I'll wake up in the morning and I'll write my dreams down in a dream journal, and the dreams will be really fun to like interact with, and so it's like taking dreams that I've literally dreamt about and turning them into reality. But the other place that I get inspiration is from just stuff that I used to do as a kid, where I would play with toys. Some of the adventures that I would play out with the toys is stuff that I'm writing now.
Okay, so basically, I guess when you write the stuff down, the ideas that you have, I guess you just assume that comic would be the best format to tell the story in.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Basically, what it is when I come up with a story, I'm like, okay, is this good for a book? Is this good for a comic? Is this good for a script? What is this gonna be? And there's one case where I actually ended up doing all three with it, and then just before I ended up focusing on just book.
Okay, cool. I was wondering where the comic book inspiration would come from, but I mean that's good to know what to look at your stuff that you come up with, and to look at it at which format would this do best in? Where would people be most interested in doing that? Because my comic book that I'm writing, I actually first wrote it as a movie, and then it developed so much that I made it into what would be a TV series, and just kept on growing it. And it was so huge, I could not afford to do it on my own independently. And so that's why now I'm writing it as a comic book, which, I mean, I think eventually maybe one day, if we got the funds to be able to do it, it'd be cool to do it as a series, but that would have to be way down the road when we're, bigger and stuff like that, where we actually, do this for a living. But that's why I went with a comic book for Vengeance. So do you guys have any more questions? Any questions for Daniel or what?
Did you say you did you do a podcast?
Yeah, I do. I do like a podcast. I use Anchor. It's an app that you can download on your phone, and you can podcast up to an hour just from your phone with nothing else required but internet connection.
And it's free?
What?
Is it a free thing?
Yes, it's 100% free, and that's the best part about it, really.
And so is there anywhere we can find your work, or like something you would want to tell people to go see your writing or something?
Hit us with them hyperlinks.
You can go to my website. The website is baldwindaniel6.wixsite.com/DannyBallHub, or if you want to find it a little bit easier and not have to remember that huge link, you can just type in Danny Ball Hub and the in like your search engine, and it will come up. It'll be
for us.
It's not gonna be right at the top. Danny Ball Hub is DANNYBALLHUB.
I'm going to include the link on the show info just for everybody listening. They're like, what? In case you didn't catch everything he said, I will include the link for you, buddy, for you, Daniel.
All right. I appreciate that.
Yeah, because like that's a mouthful. And so the podcast is on Anchor. So this Anchor app, I don't know much about it. So you record on there, and you can listen to other people's stuff as well on there.
Yeah, there's other podcasts that are you can find on Anchor, but once you upload a podcast to Anchor for the first time, Anchor starts working on distributing that podcast to other places, such as Spotify and Apple Podcast and Google Podcast or wherever. It takes some time. Like Apple Podcast took probably like a month and a half to finally get on there, but everything else took like a week or two to get on my podcast on there.
Okay. What's your podcast called?
The Anole Podcast.
Okay. What's it about?
Mostly just talk about TV shows and whatever I've watched through media, whether it be books or movies or TV shows or whatever. For like the first 6 podcasts, I mostly focused on Doom Patrol while I kind of got more used to the app and stuff.
You are so cool. Isn't Doom? Okay, Doom Patrol is awesome, is it not? I've been trying to preach about Doom Patrol on the show. Like you other two that don't have DC Universe app.
He can't. Yeah, I was gonna say he's excited now because he can't talk to us about Doom Patrol.
You guys have to. Okay, for one, the DC Universe app. I will preach on it for $7.99 a month. You can get. I will preach on it. I've preached on it every episode because I think it's amazing. They just added 20,000. They're about to be adding this month their entire digital library to it. That's over 20,000 comics for free, so you can read comics. They have tons of original shows. Every pretty much like animated show, any movie that come out, or any other TV shows for DC. Whereas they have so much on there. They just Krypton, the show that came on Sci-Fi, the season 1 just got put on there on Friday. The original shows like Titans, 3rd season of Young Justice Outsiders is on there, the first part of it, and then Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is probably the first episode of Doom Patrol is probably the best sci-fi superhero pilot episode I've ever seen. And you know the guys that I've seen every show.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
You know that Ryan, Zach, I've seen if it's a superhero show, I've seen it. I've seen at least the first episode that there is, and that's animated too. And this Doom Patrol is by far the best. And what's really cool about this is that even if you don't have you're not a subscriber, you can go to DCUniverse.com and you can watch the first episode of their original shows like Titans, Young Justice, and Doom Patrol. You can watch the first episode for free.
And I think that is, I will say, that's an amazing marketing strategy, because if you're unsure about wanting to get that subscription service, you can watch that first episode of a show and make your decision from there. Like, was this good enough for me to spend $7.99 a month on? And I you know me, I'm all about like, I love marketing strategies and analytics and stuff like that. And I've always thought that that was a huge selling point. They're not losing out on anything, because at worst, what could they do? They could give you like your first month for free. And then they are losing out if they, especially in these first couple of months, whenever they don't have a lot of original content yet on there. Because you could theoretically go in 1 month and watch the entire season or entire seasons of one of their shows. But this way, you get to see the first episode, you get to make your decision from there. And I've even heard that if you do get the subscription service and you cancel like within the first like 15 days or so, they'll refund your $7.99.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, if you go watch Doom Patrol, and I think that you two, Ryan and Zach, should go watch the first episode of Doom Patrol, and you would see what I'm talking about, or see what me and Daniel would both tell you. It's an amazing show. And what's really great is, as I said, they're adding the digital library, 20,000 comics to it sometime this month. I don't think they have an exact release date yet. But you know that, Ryan, you said that you was wanting to get into the Batman Who Laughs, right?
Yeah.
So the comics have to be out for like 12 months before they get put on there. So you're not going to get like the Batman Who Laughs 1, 2, 3, and then the 4 one just came out. You're not going to be able to read that. But the Batman Who Laughs character comes from a series called Dark Knight's Metal. And so that came out like 2017, 2018. You can go back and read those comics to see his origin and see why the character is so great, and see like who writes it and stuff like that. See what made the character amazing, and see the backstory and stuff like that. So that way you can get, and it's just a great service. I mean, I talk a lot.
We are not sponsored by the DC Universe app.
We're not. I don't work for DC. I don't work for DC Universe. Kevin Smith always says this on his podcast when he talks about stuff. He says, I don't work for DC, guys. My daughter works for DC. I don't work for DC, because his daughter, Harley Quinn Smith, is on the DC Daily Show on the DC Universe. But he's just a fan. And, me and DC Universe, Zach's more of a Marvel guy. Brian, I think you're kind of just both in a sense. I know Spider-Man's your bread and butter, but I know that Nightwing's become your thing too. So it's kind of hard for something not to become a thing whenever you play the character on a website. But I think you have appreciation for both, like I do. But
I have special affinities for both brands.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think we talked enough about the DC Universe and where my paycheck will come in. I mean, where people go watch Doom Patrol. Seriously, watch Doom Patrol. Daniel, back to you.
Hey, Daniel, you said you had another website too for your books and stuff.
That's the same website.
Is that the same website?
Yeah, it's Daniel Hub.
Yeah.
I used to have one a long time ago, but I don't know what ended up happening to it. I ended up losing the information to log into it, so I don't use. I think DanielBauldwin.com, I think, is what it was called. But I don't use that one. That one is like really, really old. I don't know what ended up happening to it, to be honest.
Well, Tom from MySpace lost all my login info, so.
MySpace lost everybody's info.
I'm so upset. I worked so hard on that profile.
I had a song that was uploaded to that, and now I'll never be able to find it or remember what the title of the song was.
I think mine, the last time I had on there, like, because you could have like songs that played when you went on your MySpace, right?
Yeah.
As far as I remember, I think the song that played whenever you get one on mine was "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
Oh, mine was an original original song from my old band.
Well, nobody cares about you, Ryan.
I know.
You feel the love, Daniel?
That, though. The MySpace, they don't allow. I don't think they even they got rid of that type of customization a long time ago.
Yeah, whenever Timberlake bought it back in the day.
Yeah.
See. But anyways, let's move on to our next segment. It's called Whatchu Do This Week. It's a new segment. And each week, me, myself, and my fellow hosts are going to talk about something new that we saw, that we played, something different that we did this week. I'm going to start us off. This week, I have PS Plus, and so this month they just put on 2 new games, Conan Exiles and The Surge, were the 2 PS Plus games that came out for the PS4, which you get for free with the PS Plus membership. So I tried them both out. I feel like Conan would probably be kind of like a Ryan thing, because or not a Ryan thing. I don't know if Ryan plays this, but I know Ryan's roommate Nathan plays Ark, and so that Zach said it reminded me of that game whenever I was talking to him about it, because it's like an MMO building type thing, and it wasn't really my stitch, but it reminded me a lot about Ark, but set in the Conan universe. You get to build your character and knock down.
Nathan doesn't play it, but a lot of people in our gaming group that he does that stuff with plays that.
He played it for a little bit because he showed it to me a long time ago. So maybe.
I mean, he just doesn't play it on the regular.
Right. Were you ever into that, or Ark?
Conan, I was into Ark. I did play Ark quite a bit. We had a pretty good server running with a lot of well-maintained dino pets and stuff like that. And I mean, I've done adventures and stuff, especially there was another game similar called Rust, and Rust.
I used to play Rust.
Yeah, I appreciated Rust a lot more because it was just the whole factor of building a small little community quickly and then trying to trick people into coming to your house.
Yeah. I mean, Conan wasn't a bad game. For what it was, I was enjoying it while I played a little bit. I didn't play a whole lot because it wasn't something I wanted to invest a lot of time in. But I mean, it wasn't that bad, And then, like Zach said, I could have just considered myself in the Marvel universe now, so that was kind of cool. Yeah. In my head, I just assumed that.
Now, it has some really, really positive reviews on Steam. I know that.
Yeah, I mean, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10, and mainly it was just stuff little technical stuff, and I mean, it's just not for me. But I mean, it's not a bad game. It's probably the highlight of the 2 PS Plus games. But they've had a good run of PS Plus games for a while now, since I've had the membership for several months now. And so this month's offerings are kind of lackluster compared to what they've had, because last month they had Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. So I mean, that's a big one.
Yeah.
And so this month's offerings kind of felt cheap compared to the other ones. And then the other game was The Surge. I think I played it 5 minutes. I think I told Zach. It was just not for me. I just did not enjoy it. I'd have to give it a 5 out of 10. I just didn't enjoy it. I thought I was going to enjoy it. You get off this train, you're a guy in a wheelchair, and apparently you have to choose which exosuit that you want, and a rhino or a lynx or different things, and I just went around for an hour and just had a club and was beating on little bitty drone robots, and I was just I'm done with this. I can't do this anymore. I don't know if the game evolves past this, but this is stupid, and it's dumb. I didn't like it, but whatever. That's what I did this week. Zach, what new did you do this week?
God, I don't know. I didn't really do a whole lot. Because I'm pretty broke, so I wanted to go see Pet Cemetery. But mostly, I guess I just worked on my my feature horror film that I'm writing. Which
what did so you didn't see anything new this week? But did you play anything new this week, or?
I mean,
And it
I mean, you know what I played. I just played.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give you your
map,
answer. Yeah, new Alcatraz map. There you go. I was gonna give you your answer. You played the new Alcatraz map on Blackout. So tell a little bit about that.
I mean, it's pretty fun and fast paced because like everything's close quarters compared to the huge ass map that originally came out, and there's only 40 people, and so the matches are a bit quicker.
And you get 5 respawns as long as you have somebody still alive.
Right, you get 5 respawns. And then you get like the respawns are personal, so each team member gets 5 respawns. So like you can use all of your respawns before your other teammates or something like that.
Yeah, so this is the new mode for Blackout on Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which me and Zach play pretty religiously. I would say we play like 4 days a week. We're not obsessed with it or anything.
Yeah, y'all finally convinced me to get on a console again. I'm enjoying y'all this week.
Yeah, so
we made you create a PlayStation Network account.
Yeah,
we made Ryan get it because you can actually play Blackout for free this entire month. The entire month you could play the Blackout mode on Call of Duty Black Ops 4 for free. So we made Ryan get a PlayStation. So you can add us all now. I'm CK the Red Hood. Zach is Z-Bandit, and Ryan is Torn Venom. That's correct, Ryan, right?
Yeah. Torn.
It sounded like you said.
Speaking of which,
it sounded like you said torn denim.
Torn Venom.
Hey, don't get me started. Comcast hated me for a long time because they couldn't figure out why I wanted to have my email address as Porn Venom. But we'll move on from that. Not to plug myself, but I'm gonna plug myself real quick. By the way, every time I join up with these two guys on anything really, I'm gonna be live streaming those on my personal Twitch, and that's twitch.tv/tornvenom, TORNVENOM.
And it's perfectly fine to plug yourself because this show is your show, so it's okay to plug yourself on your show.
Yeah, make sure you follow me on Twitch. Click the follow button. Be a champ.
Yeah, I mean, I have a Twitch as well, but I don't care.
Yeah,
so that's the difference.
I have a Twitch as well, but yeah,
he cares even less. The only time I use Twitch is whenever Zach can't play with the game with me or just wants to see what I'm doing, and it's really for Zach. I really only have a Twitch for Zach. I guess that's like that's when I played the first time I played the Alcatraz map when it dropped. I did it on Twitch. And I just sent it to Zach, or I put it on there on our Good Stuff podcast page, and which you should share that next time you play on there. Just share it because I gave you admin rights, so you can share on the page whenever you play on Twitch. So drop that on there anytime that you're live streaming something. Well, don't go overboard with your League of Legends shit. But I mean,
I'll let everybody know. I'm mostly a competitive gamer. With like League of Legends, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, Overwatch, games like that. I do play storyline games every once in a while, but for the most part, I do a lot of beta testing, or I'll play games that are on the test servers, and I usually record what I'm doing so that way I can check mistakes and stuff like that. I love having people come by, view stuff, and because I've had more often than not, other people caught glitches before I did.
What did you think about the Alcatraz map? Because or Alcatraz playing Blackout with us the other day, because you've played like a lot of the Battle Royale games. So
I had a lot of fun with it.
We gotta get you on that regular map though. So
yeah. I actually had a chance to play it on the other map. I really enjoyed this new map. It's a lot smaller. It's going to take some getting used to, learning it and stuff like that. But I did think that the whole concept of the respawn was kind of intuitive. Because like I'll be honest, I played that Apex Legends, and of course it has a respawn, but the respawn on it is very circumstantial. Like you can't just respawn for no reason. Somebody has to go collect your stuff within a certain amount of time and then take it to a respawn point. And then with this, it felt like it was more group involved, and that it wasn't just it wasn't really just all about getting that first place. Like they had a lot of bases covered on trying to make it more player friendly, and I think that was something that a lot of people were wanting from a battleground game that they hadn't yet seen. I'm really happy that they brought that in.
Yeah.
It made me want to play it more than just the one time that I played with you guys.
Well, we play it 4 days a week, so hop on anytime with us. Anybody can play on our team, because we need 4 people, and it's usually just me and Zach playing with random people. We're always in a party, so we never hear those other people, even though they try to talk to us a lot. We don't hear those people, so just send us invites.
We don't want to hear those people.
If you do send us the invite, please add us as a friend and then shoot us a message, because like we've been getting a lot of invites lately. Some of them were like, we don't know if we played with this person, so we don't know if it's like people that like follow us on Instagram and stuff like that. And like if you do, let us know it's you, so that way, because we ignore all those invites from people that are just random people sending us invites, because we don't know who they are. So we definitely don't want to play with them again. So,
and I have the Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I have that for both PC and PS4. So feel free to add me on either one.
Right. But so Ryan, what did you do new this week, or see this new week somewhere?
Okay, so I finally got a chance to see Captain Marvel. That was actually really phenomenal. Like all the rumors that I've heard so far are, oh, it's a super feminist movie. It really wasn't. It was just a superhero movie.
The media was wrong.
Yeah. Oh, way wrong. I've also heard that the only reason why it's doing well is because it's the last movie before Endgame. Not true. This movie could have come out at any particular time, and it still would have been a really good movie.
I mean, does it have any ties to Endgame?
The spoiler alert, it doesn't really. There's nothing particular about this movie that gives any abrupt details to Endgame.
It's just really just the introduction of Captain Marvel, because she's in.
It is an origin story through and through. It settled up a few things with the Tesseract, because there was a big plot hole in the MCU for a long time of how exactly did the Tesseract go from this point to this point, and now we have an understanding of it. And it brought a lot. It concluded a lot of storylines and brought a few things full circle for Endgame.
You get to see how Nick Fury lost his eye.
Yeah,
which I talk about that.
Which
don't ruin it.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, but I'm kind of not. So I've developed a new theory about this whole thing, and I believe that there are times in the MCU that Nick Fury is not Nick Fury. The reason why is they have been categorically very, very specific about his eye patch. And there are times whenever Nick Fury's eye patch is on one side and times whenever it's on the other. And I believe that if you watch very closely and watch his actions, I believe that there are times that there is a Nick Fury imposter, and I believe that Captain Marvel explained that in a way.
So you think he's a Skrull?
Sometimes. Somebody's having a little fun over there. But I believe that's the explanation for it. It makes sense to me. And I'm gonna keep that viewpoint until I'm told otherwise by Kevin Feige.
Okay.
I think it makes sense too.
I mean, I guess it works. Let me ask you a question, Zach.
Yeah.
I said Zach, not Ryan. Zach, is whenever in Infinity War, when Thanos snaps his fingers and like half of life is gone, is that like everywhere or just Earth?
No, it's everywhere across the universe.
Okay, so technically, if Nick Fury was a Skrull, he could have still went to Ash at the end of Infinity War.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because I just wanted for your theory. I was like, well, what if he's just getting rid of humans? Because is it then Nick Fury if he was not a human, he wouldn't have turned to Ash. But now that I just wanted to clarify that it was half of life in the entire universe.
Yeah, there's actually the new scene that was just released by Marvel, where they're having a conversation about all of the things and stuff. Captain Marvel very clearly states that she knew something was up because in not so many words, she lets it be known that on the other planet that she was on at that time, that half the life vanished while she was there.
And also she was paged. And I just found out that there's actually a 22-day difference between Infinity War and Endgame. I don't know if anyone else read that.
22 days?
22 days. 22 days.
I've been under the impression that it may be up to 5 years.
No, Kevin Feige said that is 22 days.
Really?
Yep. He said it like yesterday, on Monday.
That's just really weird to me because they've shown what's her name, Black Widow, with multiple different hairstyles in-game commercials.
I think that.
I think those are CG. I think she has one specific hairstyle and hair color, but they CG'd it throughout the trailers and stuff.
Oh, okay, because I've seen it where she has the red hair run out.
Trailers is fake, so they've said that a lot of the footage that is in the trailers is not real footage.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you really can't take what you see as.
Yeah, I think the most recent interview that I saw was somebody was asking about the scene in between Captain America and Iron Man, where he's like, "Do you trust me?" And he's like, "I do." And then like one of the Russo brothers is like, "That's actually not in the film." And the other Russo brother looks at him like, "Did you really just reveal that?" And then they kind of clarified it of, well, but now you don't know if I'm telling the truth or not. Like, it was like, I think I just gave away something I wasn't supposed to, but let me clarify that with. I was like, man, that's awesome.
I read a rumor about that if you look at that Captain America closely, that's the Captain America from the original Avengers movie, not the Captain America in the present day. But
you also have to remember that there's going to be time travel.
Yeah, and that hasn't
the original.
They haven't said that. I mean, yeah, that's what we're all thinking, and but there hasn't been them confirming that. Of course, that's what's going to happen. But.
Yeah, I mean, none of us know anything about the movie truly, but yeah,
and they actually just said yes
to go back to the fight of New York.
They said yes because of set photos, but that we've seen. Yesterday, they said that no one has guessed the ending of Endgame. So, that there's no theories online that say what happens at the end of Endgame that's correct.
The only theory that I haven't seen posted online is that Galactus comes and interrupts it all.
Which is not going to happen. They just got the characters, so.
Yeah.
So, but I just we've been going for almost 2 hours now.
Yeah.
And I wanted to mention WrestleMania 35 in this episode, and was going to dive a lot into it, because we all us three regular hosts watched it.
Yeah.
I was going to dive into everything and the matches and stuff like that. But what was some of the highlights of it, and what you thought about this year's WrestleMania? Just, real quick thoughts about it. Zach, this was the first time you get watched wrestling in a long time, right?
Yeah, I haven't watched wrestling in years, really.
What did you think?
I mean, I thought it was pretty good. The Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan, I thought it was an amazing match.
For sure.
And then of course I was confused because I haven't seen it in a while, and I'm all not caught up on Bryan being a heel and all that. I'm working with Rowan.
Sending me messages like, Daniel Bryan's a heel? ? Yes. And I had to explain it. What is Rowan doing there? I had to explain that. So there's a lot of explaining when watching WrestleMania.
Yeah, but then I ended up watching Raw and SmackDown afterwards. So maybe I'm off my WWE hiatus. But yeah, I mean, I think the highlight of WrestleMania was probably the Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston match.
Oh, for sure, definitely a highlight. I already know what Ryan's highlight was because he called me.
Oh yeah. You told me about that.
I called, and I was literally told by Nick's wife, "Do not call my husband this late at night."
It was because it's 10 o'clock at night, and I was going to bed.
9:45, to be fair, and I said exactly how I felt about that. This was pretty big, and I would not have called under normal circumstances.
After we got the phone, she was like, "Why did he even call?" And I was like, "He's like, oh yeah, he loves John Cena." I was like, "Yeah, he has a hard on for John Cena." So your favorite moment, I would have already guessed, was John Cena coming out and attacking Elias as the Doctor of Thugonomics.
I have said for a long time that I'm absolutely here for a John Cena heel turn. It's been forever since he's played I guess Ruthless Aggression era. He was semi-heel, semi-face. He went back and forth, and then whenever he was the Doctor of Thugonomics, that was kind of one of those iffy things. He goes either way with that. He's trying to be like the good guy of the rap community kind of thing, and he's gone both ways with it. He's gone straight up gangster with it. He's gone straight up good guy of the community kind of thing with it. But ever since he's been on this the Cena character that he's played for the longest time, he's refused to go heel. He wouldn't. It was in his contract, I will not be a heel. And so it was really interesting to see him to bring that character back out, and for him to make a violent move on an up and coming.
He said that in his rap, he said that something about John Cena about to go heel. He also said that he wasn't giving him the attitude adjustment. He was giving him the FU, which is what the attitude adjustment used to be called back in the day before they went to PG. Yeah. And here's my thing about this, and why I have a theory of this. Now, he wasn't on either of the show, so I don't know if this is a one-time deal or he's going to come back later on. They may bring him back later on. The reason why is because WWE right now is on USA Network. Later this year, they're being moved to Fox. It's Fox Sports is now going to be going to WWE. And I've read reports that Fox wants them to move away from PG and go back to PG-13.
Yeah, which it means several things. It means the reintroduction of blood.
Yeah, there was blood last night, which pay-per-view is different because it's on WWE Network. Yeah. So I mean, is a little different, so that they can have that. But with it was really the John Cena thing, really him coming out, and then after he said that and gave him the FU, I understand that. I mean, the blood happens on the pay-per-views, and whenever they show like highlights of that, like on the Raw and SmackDown, they'll gray it out. But the thing is that you can't gray out the John Cena going heel and stuff like that, and him saying the FU. I mean, that's going to be like a thing. Like that's what everybody's talking about this week. So I mean, it's a thing, and I really feel like that it really solidified the reports of Fox wanting them to go back to PG-13. I really feel like that's going to end up happening.
And
especially with AEW,
because of this. I believe that because of the Fox Sports thing is why they're kicking Lesnar to the curb.
Yeah, and I feel like with AEW becoming like such a huge thing now, and more people like jumping ship and them hiring more people. They just hired Jim Ross, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I know that his contract just ended with WWE. I don't think they've announced that he's going to AEW, but it's going to happen.
Everything I've read says he's doing it.
He's doing it. It's going to happen. I feel like what's going to eventually happen, since they're preparing for this AEW thing to get bigger. I mean, they're going to get bigger, so therefore they have to do something. And what you have to do is you have to leave the PG era. I mean, I understand it's good for kids and stuff like that, but if you want to survive against AEW, because they're going to keep on moving and other people are going to move over there. I don't know if Dean Ambrose is going to go there now that he's leaving. Who knows? But I mean, if they start having people, their contracts run up, luckily they kept AJ Styles. He just signed a new contract. Thank God. Because if not, they got AJ Styles. I mean,
well, I think the reason why that they were able to keep AJ Styles was with the agreement that they were going to go to more mature content, because that's what he's used to is mature content.
So they have to do something to survive in this post AEW world. And now that we're here, you have to make a move and go on PG-13. And I think with the John Cena, Dr. Thugonomics coming back, I feel like it's going to happen. So
I'd be down for a second Attitude Era.
I mean, for real.
Especially since they just put DX in the
Hall of Fame.
I will say this about the Hall of Fame and all that kind of stuff. First of all, the whole Bret Hart getting tackled on the stage, that was crazy. I don't know if you've all seen
I've seen behind the scenes footage.
But that guy, I can't remember the wrestler's name, but he's a low-level wrestler, and they were pretty much carrying this guy out like Superman.
Okay, so that was the dude from the Revival, the one that punched him?
Yeah,
the dude from the Revival.
And he straight up cold cocked that dude.
Yeah,
and like you could tell he was trying to hide it.
Yeah. He didn't get charges from that, but the guy who attacked Brett did.
Yeah. Well, the law is pretty much on WWE's side. If you enter into the ring, the wrestlers can pretty much murder you and get away with it with the way that those ticket sales work. Because whenever you buy the ticket, there's like an agreement with the ticket about certain things. Right. I am upset that they brought Hulk Hogan back. I'm going to keep my personal opinions out of it and just simply say, I do not appreciate them bringing Hulk Hogan back. It's kind of like saying we're putting our foot down, but just temporarily until the dust clears. And it's a bad image for, I believe that it's bad for WWE's I think it's bad for a massive demographic, obviously, with everything that's happened for it. I personally thought that they should have done something a little more for China, possibly set up an annual foundation of some sort for wrestlers with addictions and stuff like that. Something to show that they're going to show appreciation for wrestlers who put everything out there and then have nowhere else left to turn. That they offer a help program and stuff like that. I felt like they should have done something a little more. They didn't. I was a little disappointed. But as far as matches, oh my God, it was about damn time that Kofi Kingston won a championship.
That match was amazing too.
It was amazing, and it was worth watching every moment of it. One match I didn't like, the Seth Rollins Brock Lesnar fight. That was boring, super boring. The fatal 4-way matches, both the women's division and the men's division, those were really, really amazing fights. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Ricochet. Ricochet got spotlighted pretty hard in the fatal 4-way men's division. And I really want to. I wasn't a huge fan at first, but after seeing that match, I want to see more Ricochet.
Oh, Ricochet's good, man. He's done a lot of. He was good in independent scene. But
the Rey Mysterio fight.
That's because Rey Mysterio. That was a squash because Rey Mysterio got an ankle injury on Monday Night Raw. So that's why.
I know why. It wasn't that great. The Kurt Angle farewell fight.
That was horrible.
They could have done a lot more with that.
I really felt like
Kurt
they dropped the
Angle
ball.
They could have sent Kurt Angle off with something better than that, especially to lose to who I believe to be a nobody. Yeah,
definitely Baron Corbin's nobody. But what was overall thoughts on Becky Lynch winning both women's titles and having both women's championship match? What do you?
I think that's good, and I'll tell you that my take on that is the women's division on both SmackDown and Raw. It's been a little lackluster, and having it's not a unified title by any means, but it is still
not yet.
She now gets to go on both shows,
which is good because Becky Lynch is the man, and I know she calls herself the man, but she really is. I think she's amazing. Excellent promos, excellent wrestler. I love Becky Lynch. So
I feel like what's up next for Ronda Rousey though is that I feel like they're going to turn her into the Brock Lesnar of the women's division.
Right. But I think eventually what we're going to end up getting, which I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction for next year's WrestleMania, I think we're going to get the 4 horsewomen of WWE versus the 4 horsewomen of UFC. Because if they all remain under contract for the next 12 months with WWE, because 8 of them are, if they continue to be under contract, then I think that next year WrestleMania you're going to get Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, what's those other? I can't remember the other 2 ones from the UFC versus Bayley, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch. I think that's what you're going to get.
Yeah. And it was great seeing Beth Phoenix back.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Yeah.
They really showcased her in that fatal 4-way. The fact that they gave her I can't remember what the name of that move is, where she took both of them and reversed the move on them and flipped them both.
That's the Glam Slam?
Yeah, that really showcased that Beth Phoenix still got it.
And she would have won the match if the Iconics didn't steal the match from her. So that was good. She basically won the match without winning it. But it was good overall WrestleMania. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like the last few WrestleManias, they haven't been really. They've been okay. They've been kind of lackluster for me. But this year's WrestleMania, I really enjoyed a whole lot of it. So, and I'm glad that I know that you said that was boring, but I'm really glad that Seth Rollins got that title from Brock Lesnar because I'm so tired of Brock Lesnar.
Everybody's tired of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. But that is all that I have as far as stuff that we're going to talk about. I just wanted to, before we leave, Daniel, you're still with us, right?
Yeah.
Daniel just been chilling, listening.
I'm not really into wrestling, so
it's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah,
that's the whole reason why we decided to change the format of the show. We wanted different people with different interests coming in to be able to talk about different things. So that's what it's all about.
I personally thought it was a good format of so far, spreading the fourth person throughout the show in different parts. Yeah. And also, he was able to jump on to some of the conversation. And of course, I mean, it's not going to be with everything. Of course.
And plus, no one wants to just hear you talk for 2 hours. So
right. I mean,
I don't know. Have you heard his ASMR?
His what?
ASMR.
What's that?
You don't know what ASMR is?
ASMR?
It's that thing where people like whisper into the microphone and you hear them making noises into the microphone super up close, kind of like they'll squish an orange near the microphone and let you hear the sound and they all talk like this while they're doing it.
Like when you were eating earlier?
Yeah. You could hear me
and
eating?
We all heard you. Yeah, we did. We all heard you in the kitchen getting dishes. I wasn't gonna call you out on it, but thanks, Zach. I mean, I felt like we're always hard on Ryan, so I was letting him slide on the one thing. I was like, I'm just gonna let him slide on this.
I was actually taking my vitamins. I'm sorry.
Wow, you were taking your vitamins and you were that loud.
It sounded like you're eating fried chicken or something.
like you were taking your vitamins. Bro.
Oh, that was probably whenever I was chewing on a Starburst.
Okay, I was like, okay. What? Oh my god! Like, vitamins? Really?
Damn.
Y'all woke me up way earlier than I'm used to being up to. I had to get some vitamins in. Take my energy drink.
Well, and Daniel, let's stop hating on Radford. Daniel, is there anything else that we haven't talked about you, or that that you want to let everybody know about? I mean, I think we've done a fair amount, but if there's anything else that you want to tell people about yourself, this is your time to shine, buddy.
Well, really, mostly just all of my work is on that website. So if anyone is curious of me, then visit the website and you can learn more about me. But I've talked about my books and comics and stuff like that. So I don't think there's really much else for me to say about myself other than what I've said.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really see anything that I may have forgot about. I did mention my YouTube channel, right?
Briefly, I think.
Tell us about it again, real quick.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of random. Like the last video that I uploaded was a high speed footage of me just as my day goes by. So it was like 6 hours of me in my bedroom doing like my daily work and stuff.
It
just
was
on
sped
high
up,
speed.
right? Okay,
Yeah,
I was like,
high speed,
it's literally
yeah.
the last 6 hours.
Yeah, high speed. The video is like 2.5 minutes long, so it's like really, really high speed.
What are those videos called when they do that? What was those
time lapse?
Time lapse videos.
Time lapse and high speed. No, high speed is different. Yeah, it is time lapse.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, high speed is
slow motion.
Yeah, where it looks slow motion, and time lapse is where it's super fast.
Okay, cool. Just we'll get your YouTube stuff and we'll put it on there with your website as well. So yeah, man, glad to get all that. I'm pretty sure that I sent you the Gotham Knights thing. Message.
I messaged them. They haven't replied back yet. So
well, I can't stuff. I can't say much about the Gotham Knights people. Being a former Gotham Knights person, we're not going to get on all that. But that's a good way to break into the film thing. If you wise, you can also get on this Facebook page, Facebook group called Real Arkansas, REEL. Look that up. And so if you want to get more into films and stuff like that, that's a good way too. I hate the fact that you have to do stuff on your own. It really sucks. Trust me, I know. Been there. Promoting yourself.
We have. Of course, later, like once I move back to Arkansas and all that, we're gonna start working on stuff. So there's that too.
Yeah, Zach is actually lives in New York, so
Okay.
to us from wide distance.
Yeah,
but
that sounds
yes, I guess Zach was throwing an invitation out there for you for the future.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. I'll go for it.
And we're always about promoting people, and if maybe Zach is in charge of Blind Bandit Productions, so I really can't speak for him, but maybe if you want him to read some of your writing and stuff and see ways that maybe we could help out and stuff. I mean, it's not like we're huge or anything, but it's always good to have a team behind you. And I mean, I know that Zach would always want more writers and stuff like that. I would assume.
Right.
But
it's definitely an industry where even small help is better than no help.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it's something you're interested in, Zach would be the person to talk to. If you don't like putting your name out by yourself, at least having another person put your name out is always good. And like I said, we're nothing like ginormous or anything, but any little help helps.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool.
And yeah, if Zach's cool with that, he can shoot me a message or whatever, and we can get together on something.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll get you on Facebook or wherever I can reach you.
Yeah, you can
Go visit his Wix site.
Yeah,
I'm on basically every social media.
He's
All
even
right,
got
cool.
a Zynga. That's how cool he is.
Does he have a MySpace?
I don't have MySpace. That's the one I don't have.
But anyways, I want to thank everybody for listening to this episode 16 of the Good Stuff Podcast, this new format. I hope you've enjoyed it. A little bit longer episode. We'll in the future we'll be able to shrink it down more, and we're fine-tuning it and figure out things. You can send us listener questions and stuff like this. Email us goodstuffpodcast@yahoo.com if you want to be on the show. Message us on our Facebook page. We mentioned all that stuff at the beginning of the show, and on the show info you can find ways to find us, like our Facebook page and our Instagram, and now our Twitter, thanks to Zach, who'll be running Twitter. So
Send us feedback. Let us know what you think of the new format. Let us know what you think of the host. And if you have any suggestions for future revolving fourth chairs or for interviews, make sure you send them our way. We're always looking for new people to promote. It does not have to be in our local area. It can be nationwide. We do all of our podcast recordings via a phone call, Skype call, whatever you want to do. So you don't have to be in studio with us to record or anything like that.
right,
we can
because
do it.
Zach's in New York, so
Yeah. So anybody who's looking to promote their projects, whether it be film, comic, book, let us know. We would love to have you on the show.
Or if you just want to talk about this nerd's crap with us.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
anybody who's a creative and just wants to work with Blind Bandit Productions or write, film with us at a later date once we get to that point, then hit us up then too.
Absolutely.
And the Blind Bandit Productions website is blindbanditproductions.com, right, Zach?
That's correct. And our Twitter, good stuff for real. Yeah, good stuff for real for the podcast Twitter, or you can follow us on Blind Bandit Productions, Blind Bandit Prod Production for short on Twitter. But
sweet. All right, guys, thank you so much and for listening, and go forth and hashtag good stuff.